Hello and welcome back to our playthrough of Lost Kingdoms 2. Today we are going to Bahashi Castle as promised, and off screen I have made some edits to my deck and upgraded some of my cards, including transforming the Stormhagen card, my trademark card, into the Sleeping Giant, one that is unreliable but very powerful if it works, as well as getting some more powerful skeletons. So we've been here once before, you might remember, back in the time when we were trying to get early flight. This is a floating head. They are evil. We try to avoid them where possible. But the ultimate goal of this is going to be to wake up this man here. The spirit of the warrior god. Gather the 4 blades of Athelion and prepare your challenge. So we currently have none of these blades, and exploring this castle, which is one of the longer areas in the game, is the way of gathering them. I'm going to try and avoid him where possible, and it's just up to exploring. Now that's the sound of a Dark Elf spawning. My favourite card in the game, there she is. She's really good, and I'm going to just try and run past her and get this fairy who might give us a little bit of a helping hand. Greatest warrior ever, we'll see. As you can tell, this stone head is actually really tough, being able to absorb 2 hits from the Marid, even though fire is meant to be weak to water. So, very strange. So, not much up there, just the fairy. Just some dark elves that we're going to try not to die to. I'm hoping that if I don't kill the Dark Elves, the game will sense that I like them and give me one of them as a reward for completing this level. I'm going to open the chest. If you can't see the Dark Elf, it can't hurt you. That's a lie, they absolutely can, but nothing much up here except for Dark Elves, a Birdman and Death, so we've done the top bit of the castle. Now, when I have a look at the menu here, you should see the castle has a rough shape, and each part of it roughly contains one of these blades. I might do this in a couple of attempts just to save some time, because if you get low on health or mana it can be quite rough, especially because these guys exist. Death wanders every single corridor, as well as the stone head trap, which is quite rough. So it's often good to have the Devata around just to avoid them, especially in these really narrow corridors. Now, I think technically the Devata's a power type, so this might allow me to break down these walls. This is a secret passage, as you might tell, and another good reason to always keep some transforms in your deck. I just love this animation, just the rapid flailing. It's really a wholesome animation, I think. And I get the Didarapochi card. Now you can get this by evolving a Sasquatch, but it is a giant foot monster. It's Quentin Tarantino's dream. Ooh, Secret Fairy. You get that while we're here. Giving us the Acid Rain combo to do damage over time to mechs. Pretty good. I'm not going to spin my way down the corridor, it seems a bit excessive, but I will just run. Wow, what a distance. I'm going to keep the, well, I was going to keep the Dragon Knight on hand, just to be able to guarantee clearing out the stone head, who's coming right towards me. think this is a sleeping gas, because he's coming right towards me and I can guarantee the hit. Nice. Now you might notice the skeleton in my hand is a different colour than usual. This is one of my secret weapons for this level. It's the demon skeleton. He's pretty tough. This is Death. They sidestep you and they have massive range. So we try to avoid these. But as you can see, Death does almost no damage, but he will just stagger you. So we try to avoid these. Now we've got the wonderful sound of cat traps here. Now there's two ways of triggering these, but I think the easiest way is just to attack them. Gonna avoid that guy. We get the mole monster, which according to the shop is worth like 1,000 gold. It's not. It's objectively worth like nothing, but yeah, we just don't interact with that. We're just gonna leave that. Death to my right. I am going to fight this one. Go! Demon Skeleton! Now this is a absolute unit. Normal skeleton's about my size. Demon Skeleton is a bit bigger. Death, are you going to notice me? Notice me, senpai. That you can't even outrun its scythe. This thing is terrifying. Also, where's my skeleton gone? This is what I mean about, like, the AI in this game. Look, skeleton. I know that he's probably your friend, being Death and all, but you need to protect me. It's why I summoned you. You might also notice that the Demon Skeleton's card is burning very slowly. That's because it's got like a 3-minute life. Because the skeletons are essentially like the reliable tanks in this game in terms of independent cards. Come on, he's right there. He's literally standing behind you. He's literally stabbing you in the back. Go get him. There we go. I think I said something in an earlier episode about skeletons having like the second best AI in the game. I don't know whether that's meant to be a compliment to the skeleton or an insult to every other card. Ooh, Death. Right, we have some Dark Elves. Sadly, I am going to have to try and hurt this one. Forgive me. Ooh. I'll tell you what, Demon Skeleton, you distract those two, and I'm going to nobly run away. A big part of this level is choosing not to fight every monster. Death endlessly respawns, the stone heads have way too much health to one shot, so we just try and get the progress in whatever way we can. The Dewata is a bit of a cheap tactic, but it is really convenient. There are some things that we have to fight, and honestly they have so much health that it becomes a challenge. Now, this is a bit where it really helps if you're playing on a gamepad, not a keyboard. So, if this takes me too long, expect this to be done in editing. Because each of these will turn back on if I get it wrong. Oh no. I can't remember how I'm supposed to actually get the sword from this room. This is definitely how you solve the puzzle. Is it throw a card at the hilt? No. This is where I regret not bringing that many independents. Right, sacrifice some more health, it's okay. I'm probably going to use a fresh file anyway when it comes to Death, can you get out of my way, please? I need to check the time on the clock. It's very important. I'm filming this at 6 o'clock, so I'm arbitrarily just going to set the time to 6 o'clock. That will do. I come back in here, hopefully. Nope. Yay, psychic up, that's good. I like that. Ah, the old throne room. Right, we like magic stones, that's good. First blade was stolen by the skeleton of iron. Come on out, Fairy. Also grab this fairy as well, hopefully for some health. Nope, more money. That's okay. Oh, we continue to go round. Better get rid of the water. Well, this is the scary room. This is the skeleton of iron that they talked about. This is the strongest, arguably, in the skeleton family. Second strongest, maybe. It has an incredibly high defense stat, so we're quite scared of it. However, we're going to try and watch it walk off and just ignore me. I think it's programmed to not try and actually kill me outside of this room. I think it's meant to stay in there where possible, because it keeps running back. There you go. Keep running back and forth, you coward. I will have you. Right. Gonna try and hit it with some strong attacks here. Oh, that actually did quite a bit of damage. Oh, it's still alive. That's bad. We don't like that. Oh. That's why we like the Banshee. Just use the Banshee. As you can see, one of the things I did was pick up the second Banshee. It's easily one of the best weapon cards. You want as many Banshees as possible. Okay. No. No, please, please no. Okay, I'm just gonna hope. I'm just gonna hope. There's not a lot of room to dodge round here. Right, it's to my right somewhere. That Stonehead. There we go. So we haven't climbed this tower yet. Should be able to get most of the swords this run through. Oh no. Oh no. I'm going to say that wasn't worth it in terms of mana, but it was so worth it in terms of life. Ah, the Gorgon card. You can see that the time on the clock here is also 6. So we're being accurate. Don't want to use the Sea Monk. I am going to need to get past that stone head. It's almost certainly waiting for me at the bottom of the stairs. And this is where we go for Kraken. And hopefully Tentacle should hit. Nope, it's just going to phase through me. Okay. I see. It's just not my day. Bad gas again. It should just run straight into me. There we go. That's hopefully the last we see of them for a little bit. Beginning to run out of appropriately costed removal for them. Ah, it's this room. So we'll read this message. Throw thine hilt card at the hilt of the sword. Nothing there. And more death. Right, we're going to have to cranial charge the elf. Nope, that's not going to work. This is the problem with a lot of the mid-game ones. They're just not as reliable. Their attacks are really strong, but they're actually quite hard to hit. I don't know whether that's a balancing thing or something, but... No. 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 No! Oh, okay, clears it out. Jade Giant being MVP every year. That's a sword room. I'm sure I did throw it at the hilt. Maybe I need to maybe I need to line it up a bit differently. Oh no, don't tell me I've turned the whole sword off. Oh man, this is the issue with being colourblind. So many people, so many games assume that you can actually sense things like colour. Well, no, I cannot. If you're a game designer and you're somehow watching this, you're one of my 7 subscribers, then please learn. No one is able to see the difference. I'm apparently not wise because I am mildly disabled. But there we go. We knew that. So that's 2 of the swords. I know what you're thinking. No, I am wise. I'm clever. I've got like 90 IQ. That's like 10 more than 70 IQ. Oh, more death. Let's try this. This is the sleeping giant. Oh, he was awake. Oh, that's a nice surprise. And now I get beaten up. Dodge. Okay. I see how it goes, death. Hopefully I catch him with the edge of this, but it's not looking likely. Run! Run! Just leg it. Leg it. I think this is where I just... No, wait, there's an easy sword to get. As you might see, there's a clock face in the distance, one that I didn't interact with last time. And hopefully... Ta-da! I got a sword. And I managed to get that because I set the clock face to 6. Because it vaguely looks like a sword. Now there's one sword left to get here, but we shall get that on the way back. We are back. I've healed up, I've rested up, I've got my swords again, and we're going to go and find the last sword, the Sword of Skill. Now, I forgot that it's actually in this room, having experimented on my alternate save file. So you're going to get a cheap summon creature. And go. And it's as easy as that. Our final sword. So now we need to actually assemble the team to take down the Demon Swordsman. So he's relatively tough, but he can be very manageable to get rid of. I'm going to keep the Banshee as some support, and we're going to go for the Skeleton, Boys and Apsaras, which is going to form the basis of quite a lot of, well, the basis of some of my endgame decks when we get to doing that. Now, I am going to just try and avoid death, but turns out there are two things in life you can't avoid. One is death, one is taxes, something like that. Plays a sword. Oh, that's not good. I'm so used to cycling through the cards. Right, as soon as I hit this sword, I'll get cutscened. So, here we go. Right. Oh no, I discarded it again. As you can tell, he's hyped up quite a lot to be a really tough enemy, but he's massively weak to wind. No, sorry, to like wood type. Yeah, I deserved a 1 star on that, I'm gonna be honest. Oh man. Well, it was risky guaranteed flight if I completed that, because there's a good chance I didn't get that. So that's Pashey Castle. But I believe last time I promised that we were going to go and get my favourite card. So back we go to Kadishu in person. We're not just skipping straight to the card shop. Very mysterious card behind the now loading. The Golden Goose, which is only obtainable in one of the worst ways ever conceived in a game. You have to load up 2-player versus on a specific map. It has a 25% chance or something to arrive at the start of that map, and it runs straight across the screen. It doesn't attack, it doesn't stop, it just runs straight across, and you have to stun it and capture it in co-op versus mode to get the Golden Goose. Do you know what it does? Nothing! It sells for 10,000 gold for all of that effort. I would like 2 of these. And yes, I am that desperate, man. Right, so we've got them. We're going to go to our deck, edit. Capture cards are actually the last one. First of all, Ruldo Forest. You've evaded me for too long, elves. I need you in my deck. The skeletons, they'll just stand behind and let death stab them in the back with a scythe. But you elves, sometimes you notice when enemies are attacking you. And that makes all the difference. So, good thing is, elves... Okay, elves are too weak to take a Banshee hit. That's useful to know. Fortunately, there's like 1 million of them. Okay, that's weak enough. No, come back here! Come back! Okay, there we go. Got her! Right, we now have an elf. Just one. But that's enough to start sowing the seeds of the elf empire. 3-star card for 8-star in my heart. Now, technically this next step is optional. You can just evolve an elf into a dark elf. But, you know, your boy's all about efficiency. So we're not going to do that. We're going to just go and capture one directly, and it will save me a bit of grinding. As you can see, once you've actually defeated the boss, you get immediately assaulted by Garudas, which is incredibly annoying. Get off me! Okay, so one has definitely spawned. Traditionally we use Banshees. They do true damage. So they're very reliable as long as you've encountered an enemy. You can tell exactly how much health they have. Okay, perfect. Got her! And now I am happy. I have got my favourite cards in the game. They're both going in my deck, and I'm going to do some grinding after this episode, just to make sure that I can use the Dark Elf effectively. Look at her. She doesn't look like that in game. She looks way cooler. That's when I also always misread this card art, because like you can see the face quite clearly, but I always see her as hunched over with like these really big weird shoulders, but that's actually just meant to be her twin tails. I can't unsee it. She's also got like the King Crimson epitaph face in the middle of the forehead, but I love this card so much. Also, that description, absolute lie. She'll always do something useful because her AI is set to run away as fast as possible and shoot things from a distance. She's brilliant. Anyway, that will do it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed Bahashi Castle, and also seeing me get stabbed by death a bunch of times. It's relatively unforgiving in the corridors, so personally when I play it I try to cheese it as much as possible by just using a Tavata. But, you know, for you, my audience, I decided to actually undergo the hardship that is avoiding death. So, I hope you've enjoyed this. Do tune in next time, where we're going to continue on with the main story now that we have finished these optional side quests. I've been Sisters Lizards, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.